I don't know where you've been, but you're going to respect this courtroom. My life has proven that it's not about where you come from, it's about where you're going. From a jailed youth who had my record expunged to becoming the youngest judge elected.
The Honorable Judge Greg Mathis presiding.
In just 15 years. Ma'am, let me know when you want to go to rehab. Otherwise, I think you're a crackhead.
Absolutely not.
My goal is to inspire others to overcome their obstacles. You don't need him and his little raggedy roommate.
Thank you.
All while having a little fun on Mathis Court. You look like you're ready to lie right the first word out your mouth. This is Mathis Court with Judge Mathis.
Sandy Bonds is suing Louise Bonds Little in the amount of $600. Ms. Bonds claims she and her siblings threw their mother a 90th birthday celebration and says her sister invited a prejudiced aunt to the party without her knowledge.
State your name.
Sandy Bonds.
Ma'am?
Louise Bonds Little.
All right, and you are suing your sister for $600.
Yes, Your Honor.
Start with you.
Yes, Your Honor. I am suing my sister for the $600 for our mother's birthday event that she failed to tell me that our aunt was going to be present. And my
was in some type of contract saying that she won't be? There was part of the agreement for the $600? Is that what you're saying?
It was verbal. She provided me with 10 names, and Aunt Joan wasn't on there.
What was the agreement?
The agreement was for 10, and so 8 of those people that were attending were our relatives.
Okay.
Which
give $600 and we'll have 10 people. That's what I'm giving you my $600 for. That was the agreement?
That was the agreement.
All right, let's start with you, ma'am. You tell me about the agreement.
This is a family affair. This is a family affair. I told my sister that there might be 1 or 2 other people, but I wasn't sure because they hadn't responded. Our mother was turning 90, Your Honor. Mm-hmm. And so we thought it was going to be this, first of all, we're just happy she made it to that age. So we were going to have a party. It was going to be just for some family and some close friends. And we had the list of people, and we were going to have it at this lovely resort, The Landing in Lake Tahoe, and it was going, I planned it. It was my idea, they agreed, and it was a spa, it was a resort. There was going to be food, pasta bar, dessert bar, all of these drinks. It was going to be just this lovely affair to celebrate our mother.
Who did you plan it with?
I'm an event planner, so I planned it with myself. My siblings, they let me plan.
How many other siblings do you have?
We have 2.
Okay.
There's 3 of us all
did
together.
you all at least come to an agreement about what we're going to do for Mom and how much each of us are going to pay?
Correct.
So why is it that you want your money back again?
I asked her for the list of people that were going to show.
Why?
And that was because,
Why? Yeah.
because we were going to be limited. So we were only supposed to have 10.
Right, why couldn't you just ask how many people?
Your Honor, here's what I wanted her to do. Aunt Joan, okay? Here's a long history of Aunt Joan, just to give you a little peek.
Go ahead.
You know, just borderline racist, okay? So.
Don't try to play on my emotions. I don't care about her being racist. She ain't alone.
Oh, yeah, so borderline racist, and so she knew this of our history. My sister knew this. I have not spoken to her aunt for years because of this history. So she keeps this away from me, but let me tell you why. Because we were each paying $600 apiece for our mother's event, she knew to advise me that Aunt Joan was going to be there. Perhaps she wouldn't get the money, the $600, because for me, what I've had to go through with the history of this woman, for instance, when we showed up for the party, she says, oh, the brown ones are here, and he needs to comb his hair, talking about my fiance, Bob. This has been a history. My sister and I are half sisters, so we do not have the same father.
She uses racial insults amongst the family. Aunt JoJo.
She's the female Archie Bunker, and everyone in the family knows this. Nobody likes this about her. We just try to put up with her. She's 95. She's our mother's older sister, helped my mother out when she was widowed, helped raise us, all of us. And no, she's not the star are. She's not someone who says nice things all the time. We all know this about her, and we all put up with it.
First Amendment freedom of speech. You can say whatever you want about somebody, but short of defamation and short of starting an emergency exit
Right.
from a fire,
Right.
lying
Thank
about
you.
something like that. But my point I'm about to get to is that's hard. This is a hard case to really put in perspective.
Coming up on Mathis Court with Judge Mathis.
They want to be friends now, Cousin Greg. Now you want to be friendly, Cousin Greg, on TV.
And later,
When I would go to pick the dog up at his facility, he was great. We would leave and go home, nothing.
if you'll be in the Los Angeles area and want to bring your case to court, call 1-888-552-6878.
You're watching Mathis Court with Judge Mathis. This is Mathis Court with Judge Mathis.
Mathis Court is back with the case of Sandy Bonds, who was suing her sister Louise Bonds Little for bad debt.
I don't have friends and family and folks I associate with that are racist in my community. However, and I disdain it, homophobia is prevalent, primarily because of the interpretation that it's a sin. What some folks want to embrace that as their reason for disliking the LGBTQ plus community. And so I don't like it. I view them as ignorant, but I'm gonna go at the event. And I may be wrong. If we had a big homophobic in our family and I knew they were gonna be there, I'd go there and say, just keep him away from me, because I ain't trying to hear that. Now, why didn't you think that would be reasonable?
Your Honor, you present an excellent question, and I believe that I did go through that in my mind. So when I was more or less bombarded with her as soon as I walk in the door, with all of her insults, and I'm going,
I'm
you know
sorry,
what?
I'm just thinking of her.
You know-
I'm just thinking of it. I haven't seen her. You haven't even told me one word she may have said. But when you said she walked in that door, bombarded you, I could just see an image. That's why I'm laughing. I can just see somebody
Yeah.
like that.
And it's hurtful. So for my sister, I don't believe that she has the sensitivity that she needs. Love her, we've always gotten along, but how this was done, how it was set up. She had an opportunity to say to me beforehand, hey.
So she put you
Joan's
in a
gonna be there.
position that prohibited you from getting the experience that you paid for. That's
Exactly.
the essence of what you have to be saying.
Right.
However, the experience wasn't for you. That's the problem we have. Your $600 was for your mother's experience. Now, if it was for you, then yes. But you contributed. How many people? 3 or 4, you said?
3. Yeah.
Yeah, 3 people contributed to have something for your mother. If you didn't come, you want your money back? And if they don't have it, where you going? And then they gave it all to Mama, and Mama's the one you got to get your money back from.
And Your Honor, no, I wouldn't
You're
want
gonna
it
be
from my
out
mother.
your money,
Right.
but because the purpose is for this is Mama's money. That's Mama's money because it went to the party.
Correct.
Ma'am, your $600 went to the place it was to go, to a party for your mother. Now, just because you didn't like the guest or the aunt that you saw, how big was the location? Was it a house with a yard,
It
with
was
a
a
backyard?
resort. There was a spa. There were places my sister could have taken herself off to and
Right.
enjoyed a spa.
Yeah. I've had
Not so bad.
fist fights, like from years and years ago. Pulled weapons years and years ago on cousins from back in the day. Cousins my age were young adults, fools, doing whatever, weed, drinking, and so you get acting a fool, and you come one more step, all that old nonsense. Now, he may still have a few little resentment toward that, even though we were kids. I might still have a little resentment. You pulled a gun on me. I'll never forget you pulled a gun on me. So I stay away from him. I just stay away. Believe me, they want to talk. They want to be friends now, Cousin Greg. Now you want to be friendly, Cousin Greg, on TV. All right. So that's the cost of having relatives you don't like. You go somewhere where they're going to be. What are you going to do if should a close family member pass?
You have a point, but I was more for my sister that I feel that she was just deceptive. If she would have told the truth, I could have made a better decision. Let's just say I decided I was going to do something for our mother myself instead of contribute the $600. I'm not saying that's what I would have done, but she took my ability to make a clear decision away when she pulled the stuff that she pulled.
Ma'am, there were people that she didn't like when she saw that list too. She just played like she did. So that's a case when anybody get together. Probably anything over 6 people. There's somebody within that 6 that doesn't like one of those people. All right, so we have to grin and bear it when we're in the company of people we don't like. When they're too ignorant and we resent them, like we resent racists, we resent those who degrade women and the other sexes. So that's how we resent them and try to avoid them, but that's the best we can do. All right?
Thank you.
Have a good day.
All right, thank you.
Your claim is dismissed.
All right.
All rise.
Judge Mathis has ruled in favor of the defendant. The plaintiff's claim has been dismissed.
We didn't have to come to this, and I love you.
I'm here as the
We didn't have to come to this. I still love you.
You know what?
I still love you. I hope that we can be family again.
Really?
I did.
You're the one who made this out to be this whole big thing.
Coming up.
You know, he was tearing things up in the house, wouldn't listen to me anymore, and I had to do something, you know?
Okay.
I didn't want to get rid of him, so I went to the training idea.
You're watching Mathis Court with Judge Mathis. This is Mathis Court with Judge Mathis.
Stacy Brown is suing Dylan Hernandez in the amount of $3,500. Ms. Brown claims she hired Mr. Hernandez to train her Rottweiler and says the sessions were a waste of money because the dog's behavior did not improve.
State your name.
Hi, my name is Stacy Brown.
Sir?
My name is Dylan Hernandez.
All right, and Ms. Brown, you're suing Mr. Hernandez for $3,500, alleging he is a professional trainer, but did not give you standard work as
Correct.
satisfactory.
Yes, sir.
Let me hear from you.
I paid him
Where do you know him from?
I bought him. I went into a pet store and I found an advertisement for training, and I spoke to the lady at the register, and she verified that he was very good. So I went with that.
Good. And what were you looking to have done?
Oh boy, I have a Rottweiler. His name's Tank, and I needed him to.
How old is the Rottweiler?
He's 5 years old now.
5 years old.
He's 5 now. You know, he was tearing things up in the house, wouldn't listen to me anymore, and I had to do something, you know?
Okay.
I didn't want to get rid of him, so I went to the training idea.
Give me some background on your work, sir.
So I've been a dog trainer all my life, professionally for the last 3 years. My father was actually a dog trainer himself.
$3,500 was to be for what?
For a 6-week program. I trained a dog 4 days a week. We trained for 8 hours. On the 4th day.
4 days a week for 8 hours?
So 3 days.
So full time, how much you pay that dog? Hope you paying the minimum wage. 4 days a week, 8 hours a day.
So 3 days are 8 weeks, and then on Sundays we do a consultation with my former client, and we discuss how the dog is doing, kind of like a progress report.
I would be confident in that if he told me that. Is that what he shared with you, and what did happen?
In the beginning, that's what he told me as well, and we went along with that, but I didn't see much progress after the 3rd week. When I would go to pick the dog up at his facility, he was great. We would leave and go home, nothing.
Coming up,
Seriously, did you turn the dog against her?
Your Honor, I tried my best to
Did you tell the dog something back about it to make the dog turn the dog on?
I did not, Your Honor.
You're watching Mathis Court with Judge Mathis. This is Mathis Court with Judge Mathis.
Mathis Court is back with the case of Stacy Brown, who is suing Dylan Hernandez for breach of contract.
Her role was to have the dog continue learning the basic commands, which are, to stand, to sit, roll over, come here, and then she would provide positive reinforcement with the dog by awarding him with his dinner and treats. And I noticed that in the login in the Excel spreadsheet, she was missing certain days of training.
Give me specifically, you have to give me some specifics that you expected and was not delivered.
The dog had no difference in his obedience from the time I started him there to when the 6 weeks were up.
That's hard to believe.
Only when I was at his facility.
Seriously, did you turn the dog against her?
Your Honor, I tried my best to
Did you tell the dog something back about it to make the dog turn the dog on?
I did not, Your Honor.
I've got video.
This doesn't make sense.
I've got all
Pardon?
kinds of evidence if you're interested.
Yes, I am. What do you have there that you can bring? You can.
Would you like to?
Yes, please.
I've put in a video and a couple pictures.
Oh, great.
Whatever.
Great,
you need,
yes,
whatever
I
you
want
need.
it all. What's this?
That is the schedule that
That's
we
the
go
schedule.
over.
All right, I want to see what she's supposed to do at home. Did you give her something in writing?
Yes, it is right here, the one that says Thursday and Friday.
Right.
Those are the ones that she's
Oh,
supposed to do.
please, you know this woman don't have time for all this. Did you read this before
did.
agreeing that you know you didn't have time for this?
No, I didn't read that before.
Huh?
I did not
Pardon?
read. I did not read that
Yeah,
before.
this is a
I
lot
paid
of
him.
work. You're probably right. She didn't do it at home. This is a lot of work, sir. You're supposed to do this work.
How will Judge Mathis rule? Find out when Mathis Court returns.
You're watching Mathis Court with Judge Mathis. This is Mathis Court with Judge Mathis. Pre-task training. Stand to sit, roll over, come here, positive reinforcement dinner. Now you got a cooking dinner. Pre-task training again. Drop it, leave it, catch it. Positive reinforcement with another dinner. You done made your dog fat, your dog fatter than
No
you
wonder
are.
he can't do it.
Pardon?
No wonder he can't do any of those things.
Yeah, right. He ain't gonna be able to jump as much as you tell her to feed him dinner. 1, 2, these are 5 dinners in one day. All right, $17.50 is your judgment. I'm going to give you half
All right.
because I believe you contributed to that failure. And on the other hand, sir, you turned the dog against his mom, so I don't play that. Have a good day.
All rise.
Judge Mathis has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. The defendant has been ordered to pay $1,750.
Well, I hope we both have learned something through this.
You know what they say, you can't teach an old dog new tricks.
You had your day in court. Step this way, please.
Call me old.
This has been a production of Allen Media Group.